Hello, how's everybody doing out there? Peasant Chat, we talk to poor people. That's right, we talk to poor people every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. And today's Easter, and the best thing about Easter is robin eggs. That's right, Whoppers candy with food dye that probably gives you cancer. So that's the best thing about Easter. So happy Easter to everyone out there. Today, what I want to talk about is more engine builder options is seemingly looking like a gold rush when it comes to the Coyote platform. A lot of people are getting into the Coyote platform, and I have a lot to say about that because I only trust really two people. If you want to go up to 1,000 horsepower, and only one other company if you want to go beyond that, right? So we've talked about that many times here, but it seems to be that a lot of shops that, let's say, are more geared towards push rod stuff, they're getting into the Coyote platform, and that's fine. But the problem is, if you don't have a test bed and you're just like building it for the sake of building it without actually, pushing the envelope, have a known racer, a vetted combo that has been ridiculously vetted, I think a lot of people are just taking what they learned from the pushrod game, which is there's nothing wrong with that. But this is not a pushrod engine. The reason is the race cars are spinning 10,000 RPMs. I repeat, the race Coyotes are spinning upwards of 10,000 RPMs. 9,800 is very normal. 10,000 is very normal. So then we have to worry about things that you wouldn't worry about in a pushrod engine. We'll talk about that specifically and how it's sort of like a gold rush where people are coming into it after the gold has already been dug out of the mountains, and they're trying to get, whatever is left out there to get so that they don't, feel like they're missing out. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. You know what doesn't suck? PMAS. Nick James and PMAS, the best cold air intake on the planet. Nobody else matters. Fuck your cold air intake. PMAS is the only one you should get. Why? Because a guy like me that's been working in tuning for close to 10 years for 8 hours a day only has more data than anyone on fucking Facebook combined. Blown away that people by any other cold air intake. DNAPperformance, DNAPperformance.com. You're going to get your PMAS cold air intake there. You're going to get your 4 innovation fuel system there. You're going to get your ID1050Xs there. And that is the combo. Period. End of sentence. And whatever power adder you choose to get. You want rubbing rotors? Get yourself a Whipple. You want high IATs? Get yourself a Procharger. You want the crank to fly out of the car? Get yourself another Procharger. Partsfarm. Partsfarm.com. The best used joint if you want to get yourself like a rolling chassis, wheels, tires, doors, a cranking pallet, a pull out, because I don't, transmission, shifter, boot, anything used, they ship. Hit up Rob Bowen on Instagram, get you some partsfarm.com love. Solution, I have no idea if they have power in the island. Sorry, Puerto Rico, y'all motherfuckers don't have electricity. What the fuck is happening? It's like you're Cuba. Stop it. You want to be independent? Independent that. We'll see how that goes. If you want to become independent, you can't even keep the lights on. 2 Auto Solution. And what does 2 Auto Solution have to do with keeping the lights on in Puerto Rico? My goodness. And Bellac Industries, if you want drug dealer wheels, get yourself a set of Bellacs and get after it. We're going to say hi to the people here. Oh my God, Alex, you fucked up. You didn't put the chat up. So the people are like, I'm not going to give you a super chat unless you put my name on the chat because Nick, CPR, Andrew Tiller, Joe Swish, B. Levesh, Joe Jackson, Mercury Motorsports, Z303, Camzilla, Frank Donahue, Rock Azioli, Monty Vavori, Bowman, Dixon, Redbird, DJ Lux, Chad Mormon, Torque and Beans, Clint Stroke, Nat Jew, 508 Josh Yusuf says, good morning, Alex, and happy Easter. Coyote Kelly, Risky Business, SVT Josh, Ken Phillips, Oliver Bryan, Mark Christensen, JC350, Toilet Dumper with the dot. JD Swag, good morning, Alex and Emery. Desmond, Big Guns, Kickflip, Jimbo, Bryson with the Patreon and the richprince.com. Again, guys, richprince.com/YDBT. If you want to support the kid and get some shirts. We have seen that 1320 has yet again released another video making sure that the guy that lost his life savings in a car accident at the track is now everywhere on the internet for everyone to see, and they make money off of that. If only they were able to help the guy out because the thumbnail made people click on that shit show of a channel. Fuck 1320, F1320, 1320 Didios, Section Hate, Dolo, Amory, YDBT hats, shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve. Check them out. Kid gets paid. That's all you got to know. The kid gets paid, so you're going to have to go out there and support the kid. Fucking Shine Box, Fish, the other Evan Smith, Mini by Madman, Country Tard, Mini Bike, Country Tard, Gregory Average, Aaron Braden, Phil Fez, If It's a 10 already, you're non-drive, Motherfucker, Drake, Peter, Timo, SVT50, Coyote, Kelly, Accord, Edwin Martinez, Puro Pinche, 956, A La Verga, K in the house.
Puro pinche 956 a la verga.
Funny how he goes, verga. He really trills the R.
Puro pinche 956 a la verga.
Verga. Cuz. Okay. And Bryson Witt, but giving the kid $5 for Dunkin' Donuts. Already got my Dunkin' Donuts. Already went to the gym. Did all the prerequisites. My Sunday is good. Edited a video yesterday. You're going to get a 25-minute video at 11:15 a.m. today, right after this is done. 15 minutes later, a 25-minute video of me showing you the motor mount situation on the Coyote Swap Corvette, the pulleying down on the GT500, put a 2.7 pulley on it, makes about 15 pounds now. And I need like 28 pounds. I need like a 30%. I need like a 2.3 pulley. So we'll see what needs to happen with the 2650 to get after, because I think I'm going to be in the fives with this power level. I need, way more power to get after it. And then I showed you how to have some data to look at with the torque application. That's right, a torque application. That's $15. If you guys want to stare at data that you don't understand, the torque application, and that video goes through all of that stuff. So let's talk about it. You've seen a lot of guys that get into the Coyote game, even just the Ford overhead cam game, and they swear to God that they're popping. But this is the only reason I think differently. My job, my 9 to 5, is working with thousands of customers everywhere, all over the world, with infinite different combinations. So I see, not only do I see, but Junior, Corey, Devin, Nardi, and Parker, and Senior, and Cheryl, they see, okay, this is a trend. So we're not going to support this because there's a trend of inconsistency. There's a trend like parts. Like, I'm sure there's a parts list somewhere, a master parts list that we don't support. Now, I don't know if we're ever going to air that parts list, but I'm sure as hell going to know that if you have any of those parts in your build sheet, I'm going to say, we don't support that. We don't support that. We don't support that. Why? Because we've just seen so much data that's inconsistent with these parts that are no good. Same thing with engine builders. Sorry. Every time someone moves up after they, sometimes they don't even blow their motor. People just say, I want to be proactive and I want to get after it. Alex, what do you suggest to make 1,000 horsepower? I say an Illuminator. And naturally aspirated Illuminator. Well, Alex, why'd you get a low compression Illuminator? It was free. And then I bought myself a high compression Illuminator that wasn't free. And it's sitting there in the garage just in case shit goes down. So a lot of people need to understand that I recommend things based on what I see, based on infinite people's experiences. Oh, Alex, I bought a motor from Fulano and this backed off. This was a problem. That was a problem. So it's okay. I don't mind if a shop, because if you deal with volume, you're going to have some comebacks, and there's nothing wrong with that. If they take care of you, that's good. But if it becomes a trend, a very consistent thing that comes out of not just one engine shop, but many engine shops, I start going, okay, maybe don't buy that fucking motor from that place. Now, I'm not going to call them out publicly, but in the ticket system, I would say I recommend a FFRE motor, anything above 1,1300 horsepower. Anything below that, you're going to get yourself a Ford Performance Illuminator, a rod and piston engine built by Ford, hand built by somebody at their Performance Assembly Solutions, and very specced out, a very great process. I mean, ridiculously scrutinized, and I've showed you video of what they do. But for whatever reason, you guys see a guy with a dead blow hammer slamming sleeves on, and you're like, yeah, I want an engine from that guy. And I go, that's fine. up to a certain point, but then let's say you want to turn it up, maybe that process isn't the best process. Maybe someone that takes a scientific approach to building a motor and has ridiculous note-taking and specs, and they stick to that spec. And yeah, maybe they don't pump out the most amount of engines, and maybe you're going to wait 3 months for an engine, but you're going to get the best motor, period. No, FFRE is not paying me a fucking dime. I've never given FFRE a dime specifically or they've never given me something that makes me go, yeah, no, I'm going by experience. Almost everyone I know that has gotten a motor from FFRE that lives above 1200 horsepower has had mostly a positive experience. Mostly a positive experience. Most people that get an Illuminator mostly have a positive experience. Okay, I think I have a customer right now that made like 1100 horsepower, and then he went back to NA. And that Illuminator's just like, chilling, rod, piston, whatever. So then I start going, wait a minute. What are the failure points on Coyotes? Gen 1, rod, right? Gen 1, rods. Gen 2, rods or ringland after like 900 horsepower. Gen 3, rods or ringland. So I'm like, okay, so when was the last time you guys saw a Ford OEM valve train fail at 1,000 horsepower? Please mention in the chat now, excluding turbo kits that have back pressure issues, whether it's custom or you got to put it on 5 times, excluding back pressure issues, name a consistent valve train failure point on a factory Coyote motor. Go. Based on what I've seen, not many, if any. So I said, wait a minute. If you want to be at 1,000 horsepower, the valve train has to be bone stock, but the failure point is in the bottom end. Rod kicks out, ringland, let's go. Rod kicks out, ringland, let's go. So you get forged pistons, forged rods, and you just ride the fuck out. Right? Above that, okay? Above that, when you're revving 9,500 or whatever, the Lunds have Predator heads and Predator spec cams on their car. Ford OEM stuff. Now, what did they do to the exhaust? Well, they're going to be pushing close to 60 pounds of boost. So they locked the exhaust side, but they have intake VCT. Do you think it's a fancy VCT controller? Do you think it's a aftermarket spec'd out VCT controller? Absolutely not. It's a Ford OEM style situation. So a lot of these people that lock the cams on a 1,000 horsepower Coyote, red flag. If a engine builder's like, you have to lock the cams to make more power, says who? You're locking the cams at 1,000 horse? You're locking the cams at 1,000 horse. You built the bottom end, you sleeved it, rod, piston, all the shit, and you lock the cams at 1,000 horse? And if your engine builder says you have to lock the cams and your goals are 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, don't just run away from that engine builder. In my experience, I have never seen a Ford OEM valve train failure. It's usually the bottom end that lets go based on power, not RPM. So that's just based on experience. So when I tell people this, they freak out. They're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Lock cams make more power. I love people that don't know shit and they revert to the Brett LaSala argument. Brett LaSala's are lock cams. And I'm like, he also weighs 2,500 pounds and makes 65 PSI. Who knows? No one really knows. But the boost number is way high. So he is in uncharted territory. So don't look at that as the norm. But one thing that I can tell you is the Lunds have gone 218 at 3,300 pounds. And the valve train has not been an issue. So that's about similar power. Let's talk about it. What's it take to go 235 at 2,500 and 218 at 3,300? It's about 2,800 horsepower. Oh, but he made 3,000. I get that. But, if it's not that far separated, right? So I'm starting to go, the Mustang engine, the valve train has not really suffered an issue at higher RPMs. So anyone ever in history, in any chat, in any Facebook group, in any chat room or group chat that says you have to lock the cams to make more power, they need to shut the fuck up, because the Grey Goose has proven that you don't. As a matter of fact, we, Lund Racing, when they did lock the cams, had more issues. Because now it's aftermarket shit. It's shit that's not as well vetted, believe it or not, as a factory part. And I have never seen a factory phaser just say, I'm leaving the chat, assembled by Ford, and it just flings the fuck out the bitch and kills the cam, kills the head, kills everything. No, actually, I haven't seen that. I've seen aftermarket stuff do that. I've seen locked cams, put the cams in a certain position with, blue or red shit in there. I've seen that wipe out cams. I've seen that wipe out things, but the factory stuff? Not generally. And Cody Lewis says, a lot of the population don't understand that Illuminator will take and satisfy 99.99% of people's builds. A 1,000-wheel horsepower car is serious business. So the problem is people in modern times don't even understand what 1,000 horsepower is. My GT500 is probably making close to 800 right now. I want to say high 700s based on the butt dyno. And that car is just at the cusp of being usable on the street. I have the ET Street SS's, and it blazes second gear. Like 30 mile an hour roll, slam it, it just leaves soupy black stripes on the street. And I'm like, okay, so it's time to put the drag radials on, the 15s. And if the 15s don't work, I got to put the bias plies on. And then that's going to take away gear ratio, might slow down, or just might hook and be happy. So I started going, 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 rear wheel horsepower car, especially in an S197 or a Foxbody, is not only serious, it's scary. You will die. You will be splat. You ever see, for whatever reason, I'm on X a lot, and they show these war clips when these people just are in a, like a silo or like a little chute, and the drone just drops a bomb in there, and it looks like a rag is flying in the air. And I'm like, that's a human. It's like, and I'm like, wow. You don't realize how fragile the human body is. Go crash in a Foxbody with 1,000 horsepower at 140 miles an hour. Oh, but got a roll cage. It's a potato chip. That bitch, unless you have like a Billy Badass spec'd out deal and you're fucking around on the street, it's different at a track. You have a couple of walls and you're good. You roll, okay. But the moment you go up into the trees, bro, it's it's like all bets are off. So 1,000 rear wheel horsepower Foxbody or S197 or even an S550 is serious business. S550s, I think, are better and more stable than an S197 and a Foxbody. So typically, you could probably get away with a 1,300 horsepower, 1,400 horsepower S550 on the street. I think the IRS lends itself to being a little more stable, and if you have a good tire back there and good aero, you're not going to really have that many issues unless you're absolutely retarded and you went ahead and bought revalved Vikings and long treble shocks. That makes sense. Well, my nose is coming way up. Oh, really? Isn't that what you want? A bunch of wind to get under the car and it unsettles everything, you stupid sons of bitches? Trust me, on 5 Gen 2 weak point is on 5. I get to hear it every day. Thank you. Corey Greeley is now probably in this ticket system, and he's like, everything Alex was saying was right. Like, everything he said is on the money. Like, look, it's right there. It's in front of our face. You can't deny it. TSP and Breadman Coyotes go to the bottom of the barrel. If you buy a TSP or Breadman Coyote, you deserve to get your nuts kicked in. Been there, done that, got my graduation certificate of what not to do. Look, I don't mind. I lost a lot of money there, and maybe $12,000 to you is not a lot of money, but it's a fucking shitload of money to me to lose, just throw away like that. But it is so satisfying to take a used low compression Illuminator that's been sitting in a warehouse, slap it on. Magnuson, shout out to them, reached out to the kid and said, let's throw a 2650 on there. Bitch is rolling. And I'm like, fuck, it feels good to have a Coyote in the GT500 and having running just as good. We'll see, because it's only making like 15 PSI. You know how much boost my GT500 made when it was a Trinity motor, 30. 3-0. A 10% and a Whipple with a 3.3, Whipple 4.5 with a 3.3. And I'm like, if I make 22 PSI on the low compression Illuminator, I probably run 8s. Predator cams chop nice too. No, they don't. It's a social media's fault. 1,000 plus is not usable on the street. You will turn into dust in a Foxbody. Corey Greeley says to Cody Lewis, a lot of people, 99%, don't need anything more than a Gen 2, 800 to 900 horsepower. They need to listen to Alex, get a Gen 2, and have a blast, period. He was my main example. Corey Greeley's red car that looks literally like this. It's that. It's same wheels. He's got my wheels on the car. I want them shits back. No, I don't. No, I don't have anything. Maybe. I'll get you some Bell X or something. I'll talk to Damian Borrato and be like, Bill, get him some Bell X. I want these wheels back because they're like old school GT5. Those wheels on my GT500 look phenomenal. So that's the only reason I might want them back. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, he was my example. I say he's got a stock Gen 2 motor. Okay, not stock. It had studs and a twin turbo deal, and it was running in the 8s, chilling like for years. Corey, didn't your stock Gen 2 motor last a very long time? And tell me what ended up happening. Did it break, or did you just say, I want to turn it up, let me get a good motor in there? When the bear comes out of the woods. Yeah, it's fast. I got 25.5 going into my Foxbody. I'm going to just chill at 600 horsepower, my Gen 1, and until I get a Gen 1 F-150 motor. Frostbite says, so you would say a bi-splice slick is as good or better for rolls than, say, a Radial Pro? Yeah, once a Radial Pro loses traction, it's over. It's unrecoverable. A bias ply on the street, based on my experience, you can recover. Now, if you have a regular size front tire, you're going to wobble all the way down the track. But if you have a skinny in the front, you're not going to wobble all that much. If you have too low a pressure, you'll wobble all that much. But I think if I have trouble hooking with a 275 Pro, I'm going to shove the Mickey Thompson slicks on it and watch that sucker hook. Okay, it'll haze the tire, but it'll still have forward momentum, whereas a drag radial loses all grip the moment you haze the tire. What Illuminator Gen head combo will work on a Gen 2? I have 20,000 on the car, just cut open the filter, and it's full of gold dust. The engine makes no noise, runs great. Not sure what happened. Probably bearing material. No, it's not a tune issue. But I would do a Gen 1 Illuminator, if you can find it, or a Gen 3 Illuminator, and use your heads. Not a big deal. Coyote is God to like, okay, Coyote is so God, like I got a 21 F-150 10-speed, and started shuttering, doing all type of shit, and led me to sell it and get an 18 F-250. Those 10R80s are shit for loading material and hauling. Unfortunately, Gen 2s are going the way of the dinosaur. Not really, believe it or not. I think the Gen 2s are, you can find them. I would still love a California. I want to buy the Lund's black money pit. But, the goal is to go 8 stock motor with a turbo just once. It doesn't have to do it multiple times. It's just to do it once. And then if it blows up, I got 2 motors waiting there and just do the thing. Everyone thinks lingerie travels are shit. Upward travel. Maniac says. Everyone thinks lingerie travels are the shit. Upward travel is lost forward momentum. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Most people would say done modding their cars with the industry forever loses a customer after getting burned 12,000. You don't want them back. Oh, they're fucked up? Are they fucked up? Okay, you can keep them. Let me see. Those wheels are done. Nice. 3,300 to 3,500 pounds with 750 to the tire is the most people should want in a car experiencing. Same. That is where my GT500 currently sits. Probably high 700s. Mine's making 900 on an ESS on my daily setup with R2s. And second gear is a wild ride. And third gear only hooks if it's warm enough outside and the tires are warm. Gen 1s are good for 700 wheel stock. Yeah, they are. You're playing with fire though, depending on the power curve. I think centrifugals lend themselves to being less detrimental to the rods on Gen 1s. TVSs are going to hit the hardest down low, so those are the ones that are going to cause issues, if anything. And Whipples, they're going to take the front of your crank and ship it into fucking Mexico and fling it like a Frisbee because it's front drive. Corey Greeley says it was the original 2015 Gen 2, and I just decided to upgrade to FFRE. The block is now in a Fox a friend has. I think he's almost ready to hit the streets with it again, completely stock bottom end. His Gen 2 lived in the 8s. stock. He is the guy that I referenced. He didn't go racing There's a guy I used to watch on Instagram. I think something Nardy. Like not our Nardy, but something Nardy. And every fucking day he was doing 60 to 130 hits. And I'm like, you're going to blow it up. You're going to blow, like, you're tempting fate. You don't go out there and do 60 to 130 hits every day for the gram and then go, what the fuck happened? The thing blew up. Yeah, you're beating the ever living shit out of this car. It's not meant to do that. Corey probably went to Cars and Coffee, hung out with his friends, went to a race event, raced it at the race event, drove home like a normal ass person. Motor was fine. Keep schooling us on valve train heads. The area rarely gets talked about. Well, you have to make an assumption that the issue with the Ford motor, Coyote, is not in the valve train. Built motors with locked cams have more valve train issues than built motors with stock VCT stuff. Stock VCT stuff. A lot of people want to make a product. So they get you this guide, this tensioner, this lockout, this guy, everything. And then Ford OEM shit's like, 1,000. Illuminator. What's in an Illuminator? Like, if you get a long block, an Illuminator long block, tell me what guides are in there. Tell me what tensioners are in there. Tell me what phasers and secondary chains are in there. Basic shit. Now go ahead and get yourself a locked cam built motor Coyote from some discount place and think that you can have the same reliability in the valve train than you would stock. You cannot. As a matter of fact, I would suspect that if a, let's say, binding issue started to rear its ugly head on a VCT equipped car, the VCT would throw a code. Oh, it just throws an error because I'm expecting the VCT to be at this angle and something is binding and it's throwing an error. Oh, whoop, shut the car off, check the code. I got some issue. Okay, time to pull it open. Oh, look, I got this and this and that. Locked cam Coyote just runs through that bitch. You'll wipe out the cam. You'll wipe out the head. You'll wipe out everything. You'll crack, let's say you cracked the crank sprocket and the crank sprocket is responsible for turning the motherfucking cams. And then you're going to go, oh shit, what the fuck happened there? Oh, what do you think happened? So if you have VCT, it'll at least catch it. It'll give you a code, something. The moment you have an issue with the lock cam Coyote, the valves kiss the heads, and there goes that. Phil Fett says, I'm thinking of trying the Mickey Thompson Pro Bracket Radio after my Radio Pros. Radio Pros work really good on a roll for me. Haven't had that time to perfect it at the track yet. Corey Greeley says, they need a good clean. Car has been in storage for a bit. I still love them. Oh, no. I'll buy them from you, of course, and I'll clean them up. I got some kid that loves to polish shit here. Hey, yo. And, I want them on probably at the GT500. The GT500 looks so good with 17s in the back. But don't get me wrong. I love the Bellax. Dude, I did a hit yesterday, and it was, like, so smooth at 130 miles an hour. I did not do a 60 to 130. I just did a second gear hit to make sure that the belt didn't fly off. The fucking intercooler system is still having issues, so I'm gonna put an air bleed. I think a centrifugal pump doesn't make sense on a intercooler system because a centrifugal pump is a pressure pump. A submersible or a volume style pump is probably better. So if I can't fix this centrifugal pump problem, I'll just put a submersible in there because I need volume, not pressure. Here we go. Wow, a lot of people on for being Easter, but we're adults. We don't hunt for eggs. As for Payne, Easter humor. Out of nowhere this morning, my 80-year-old dad called me and said, did you hear that? Did you hear what Trump's doing on Easter? And he said, what? He goes, deporting everyone named Jesus. That's very good. That's very nice. I like that very much. Turvey has never been in a Fox and it shows. 550 real horsepower in a Fox is a wild ride. 460 rear-wheel horsepower Foxbody went 10.7 at 130 miles an hour. I repeat, a 460 rear-wheel horsepower Foxbody with me driving it went 10.7 at 130. Stop it. That is fast. 900 horsepower? You're going to die. My Foxbody, my Fairmont was 900 wheel when it went 4.8. 60 to 130, I thought I was going to die. And it was just hazing the tires the whole time. Yeah, C Nardi. I would see him on Instagram, and every day he's beating the shit out of the car. I'm like, you're going to blow it up. You're going to blow it up. Hey, I blew it up. Okay, puts a built motor in it. And then I think he had an accident. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, stop. Go to an event or go to a rental and race it at the rental. There's walls. There's street shit. And I'm like, all right, cool. I followed him. I didn't want him to get anything hurt or anything, but he ended up, I think, crashing the car and got into a Corvette. If you hear the Diddy Toto sound clip, gotta lock the cams. Also, I haven't forgot about the Cobra Drive. The winter was shit. What are you talking about? The winter has been shit up north. Got it. I'll have to work on some magic intake headers. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This is the dumbest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. Unbelievable. Just one of the most retarded people I've ever come across is Turuviate. My goodness. Dad says, from Guyana, out here working on the rig. Keeping it simple always works better. Look, I'm never going to lock any cam anywhere in something that has a stock computer. Now, if I thought about that. So, Fuel Tech, does anyone know the guy that works at Fuel Tech actually works at Fuel Tech? And, excuse me, and if he's here, I want to ask him some questions and maybe email back and forth. I don't want to talk to your customer service, okay? I want that special stroke. Look at me in my eyes, slow, like, you like that? Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Like, give me the special stroke. Make love to it. I want to keep VCT active in a carbureted Coyote because I'm going to take my own advice. I was like, well, let me lock it. And now the Corvette, unfortunately, is going to have a locked cam situation. So that'll be interesting if that fails. I got extra parts. I'm okay. But it might vet what I've been saying the whole time. Imagine I put a lock cam Coyote in the Corvette and all of a sudden it has cam issues, and I'm going to go, oh, there you go. What would I do? Put a new set of heads, send them out, have head games. Give me head, by the way, if you want to get $400 off. Head games work. Give me head, one long word. So our customers get a discount from head games. And I put VCT back in it because it's going to have a Coyote control system, Gen 2 more than likely. So I want to be able to run VCT on a carbureted car because when I went to that Foxbody meet and I saw that Holly has a VCT controller and I'm like, so it's just RPM based. It's just RPM based. All I need the cams to be at a certain position. I know the position. I know the cam position in my head, and at wide open throttle at a certain RPM, I want it to hit that. So it has to be conditional. Can Fuel Tech or does Fuel Tech have a VCT controller? If they don't, then I'm going to see if I can run a carbureted setup on Holly with VCT because I just want VCT active in the Fairmont. Hello, Lowell. Did the L&M cam gears and still lean on passenger side 30%. Now what? Bread victim? You're lean 30% on one side. Lean 30%. And you verified your cam position is correct. I don't know. Lock cam defeats the purpose of dual overhead cam. Might as well get a push rod. You're not wrong. Hello, Alex. Yesterday I went for a ride in a stock 350 and I have two 22s, GT manual and RCSB 4x4 boosted behind the asshole and love them. But wow, I bought the wrong vehicle. Oh, so Nathan Roberts, you got in the best vehicle Ford ever made. And you have to compare it. You have a 22 GT manual with the D4 transmission with the worst gear ratio ever, and a regular cab short bed 4x4 boosted 850 behind the asshole horsepower, and a 520 horsepower behind the asshole. Perfectly balanced, 8,000 RPM revving, 3160 equipped tight gear ratioed car. Made you go, I fucked up? Yeah, you fucked up. 1320 Diddy was making money again on recent crash at a north versus south. No prep. No prep to me. Hey, Turvey's neck tattoo. Turvey's neck. I forgot. I love this chat. You guys make me laugh. The no prep stuff, I just can't get with. I have no interest in no prep stuff. The moment a car looks like it was built in 1968 with a gasser style, fucking everything jacked up and wheelbase and this and that, I go, why don't you just build a gasser? Why don't you just build a gasser and run it in no prep? The NHRA stuff back in the day, they didn't glue the track, they didn't prep the track, so they needed to make it hook. And the gassers back in the day, so we're back to the future. We're back to the future. Just go back in the 60s, build your ass a fucking gasser style looking thing and run it in no prep. And people are going to go, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, it's been done. So I have no interest in no prep racing at all. Turvey, why not tell everything you have and use that as a down payment on a newer Mustang? Because that would make too much sense. You know what, man? Because then I won't be able to exercise my... I don't know what the fuck he'll call it. My theoretical 352 process. Coyote Austin says, Alex, there is not data reading for fuel pressure through an OBD2 port on a 17, correct? You need to run an actual reference to a gauge, right? Correct. There is no fuel rail pressure sensor in a Gen 2. Turvey has been building that damn car for like 8 years now. What have I done since he's been fucking with that car? Got the GT500 running. Coyote swapped the Corvette. Put a new transmission in Donnie. Put suspension in Donnie. Did a whole bunch of work. And what the fuck is he doing? The notch was 3,000 and 3,200. Turvey, it wasn't gutted. You're right. That dating channel Carl Love says, Alex, you can lock it down with me. Oh, yeah, I love this stuff. Fun as fuck to drive. Oh, yeah, look. A Foxbody is fun to drive hasta que te muera. Yours probably doesn't even roll, Turvey. Happy Easter, everyone. I hope someone finds a mystery egg in one of my holes. Someone is out there making really bad 1320 Diddy songs, and they're so bad. I gotta find one. Someone sent it to me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, the guy named None, Noone. He just like sends me Diddy-o videos.
Give me 20, please. Give me 20, please.
He gets the play. Yeah. 1320 games.
I don't know what's happening.
To get some dick, just out.
In big. Triple gate, we ain't playing nice. Look at those bulges, it's our paradise. Crashing dreams, cashing in big. Ass a mouth, let's dance a jig. Riding face down on this thrill ride. 1320 Diddy-os, walking side to side.
1320 Diddy-os, bending pretty low.
The production.
Have a scenario, you already know.
Just out here trying to get some dick. Can you really blame an addict?
1320 Diddy.
I'll send you the link so you guys can hear it. Like the time dedicated to make the beat, to do all that. I was like, bro, you got a lot of time on your hands. Wow. Look at all the comments. I can't get. All I need is wiring, set up the carb, and I'm stuck trying to fab headers right now. Oh, I forgot this dumb son of a bitch tried to make his own headers. BBK Shorties, asshole. Hey, asshole. BBK Shorties. They make them. They're $300, $400, right? Used, a set of FRPP headers is probably $100 on Marketplace. And you want to fab up your own headers? Unreal. Bro. Where's the link to your Patreon, Alex? Bryson Whip should post them. Go back. I think Bryson Whip posted them. So, you know, he does that for me. I appreciate that. Who made this? I have no idea, but I sent you the link there, and it's, like, ridiculous. Where can I download it? Yeah, it's like just... Hey, can you post the lyrics? Can you post the lyrics?
Sorry you just crashed, that's a pity, yo. Are you okay? I just seen it. Do you need CPR on your penis?
Give me
I love the
Sorry, you just crashed. Wait a minute. Sorry, you just crashed. Sorry, you just crashed. I just seen it. Do you need CPR on your penis?
Are you okay? I just seen it. Do you need CPR on your penis? Penis. I love the
I'll show you. This is so stupid. You know, but it makes me laugh because the production is pretty high.
I do you shit so good, so good. Every time you do, you give me wood. I'll show you how I do it. Do it. Now follow along. Follow along. Your knee bone's connected to your leg bone, and
I can't. Yeah, you guys gotta go finish that. It's so stupid. I love it. It's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I just seen it. Do you need CPR on your penis? Do you need CPR? every time you give me good. What's it say? Okay, whatever. I just clicked it. I can't believe it's 3 minutes and 10 minutes. 3 minutes 10 seconds longest the song of the year. 35,000. You would have had a decent Gen 2 Coyote Turvy car would have been paid for fab headers with a stick welder. I'm unsure I want to put a fuel system in my car and then take it to that level. It's clean as fuck. Makes 650 on 93, but I kind of want E85 more power. It's a slippery slope. You know, it's a slippery slope. You're gonna potentially pay $3,000 for everything all in. Install, and then like if you run it under a quarter, you might get sloshing issues. Oh, but you got to get that hat. You got to get that hat, Alex. Hey, Alex, you should get that hat that like it's a bucket and like it doesn't have sloshing issues. So if you want to go racing at an 8th tank, you can. Sir, I'm seeing your fuel pressure drop to 20. Oh, what? What? Yeah, your fuel pressure dropped to 20? Oh, but what? Stupid. Unbelievable. Let's dance a jig. We got to play this at an event. I got my Gen 2 PP1 car with a Whipple and 34,000 miles for a little over 30. Just saying. I'm telling you, you don't understand. There are insanely good used Mustangs out there. I still think a 19 to 20, 21 and up, I'm not a big fan. Love you guys. 19 to 20 manual Gen 3 car is a great buy right now. 21 and up, I'm not a fan. 19 to 20. Because 21 and up, they changed something. And I think the tuning is it's similar, but I owned a 19 to 20. And I tuned 21 and up, and I'm like, yeah, 19 to 20 just seems to have more shit. No one's going to buy a rusty, crashed out Mustang. He's trying to sell it? Please don't tell me he's trying to sell that fucking car. Turvy, bro, buy a car. I don't understand why you are stuck with that hunk of shit. That you're not going to become anything special. Look, you think that's I get a lot of men think that they are what their potential is. No, you are what you are, not what your potential is, right? Like, you're fat right now. Yeah, you probably go, if I work out and diet, I'd probably be super jacked and, you know, get a bunch of chicks. But no, you're fat right now. So that's the reality of your situation, is that you're fat. So don't think that you're going to be what you think, you know, I am what I'm going to be. No, you are what you are right now. Turvy, right now you work at a refinery and you have a fucking piece of shit and you want to stick weld together a header situation where you can just afford a Gen 2 Mustang for $450 to $500 a month for 4 years. Go ahead, keep building your piece of shit. So hold on. A lot of people get all mad when I don't reply immediately. I do a fucking show the same time for the last 5 years. God damn it. Didn't Alex say it's better to mod an old car than a new car? a 15 Mustang is an old car. Stupid. What blower would you put on a 93 Fox? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What blower would I put on a 93 Fox? What? A 93 Fox. You put a 460 motor in it and you in race gas blower on a Foxbody. A Foxbody. What do you want to make a whole 330 turbo horsepower and get beat by a Nissan Maxima? Is that what you want to do? You want to put an S trim in it with an FMU? Oh, I'm going to put an S trim in it with an FMU and the pipe right to the throttle body. Well, you're not going to intercool it? No, pipe right to the throttle body. What about the IAT? What? Yeah, you're just going to go blower to throttle body, like ass to mouth. No filtering. Like, see, with modern intercooling, you look at a Mustang supercharger, a modern Mustang supercharger system, and you're like, why would I ever do that? You know, you're like, yeah, let me put this Vortec on, right? Let me put this Vortec on and let it just go from the compressed air right into the motor, right into the bitch. Fuck it. Let's just shove it right in. You don't even want to warm her up. You don't even want to, no lo quiere lamber ni nada. You just like, se lo voy a meter seco. And be what it may. Look at this, right? Eso te lo está metiendo seco. Ni le cupe en la chocha. Right in there. There's the FMU. Oh, it's intercooled. Is it really, though? No, it's not. This is where it sucks the air, goes into the inlet, compresses, and 300 IATs and a whole bunch of disappointment comes out of your rear wheels. Come on, man. Come on. It's how supercharge your Foxbody, he said. I'm done. Oh, it's Coyote swap. Well, shit. I love how people don't tell me the full story. I want to supercharge my Foxbody. What's in it? Nothing. A 460 from a Lincoln Mark 7, 1974 model. 1-to-1 compression with a quadrajet. I'm just done with people. This is like, and this is not the ticket system. See, believe it or not, the Peasant Chat is much better than the ticket system. The ticket system can be way worse because a lot of people listen to forums. And you know what's funny? I posted a video on Instagram of the GT500 running 6.7 60-130. That is as fast as a Gen 3 manual car with boost and race gas. So people are like, whoa, what's so special? This fucking thing's slow. It's like a bolt-on GT500. What's a stock Trinity GT500 run 60-130? 8 seconds? Right? What's a stock Trinity equipped 13-14 GT500 run 60-130? And let's say you put a 2.4 upper pulley, a JLT and a CJ65 and race gas. It's going to make 710 real horsepower. It's going to run 7.1 or 7.2. So this thing went 6.7. And people are like, that thing's fucking slow. It's not any faster than bolt-on GT500s. Okay, got it. Understood. Corey says A2M at to miles 300 degrees IAT. Right. As to mile 300 degree IAT2s, that's why. You want to supercharge a Foxbody and then goes, oh, by the way, it's Coyote swapped. And I'm like, how the fuck do I know that? How the fuck do I know that? Did someone say Ask to Mouth has that dating channel? We went from peak cinema to disaster stream in 1 minute. Turvy be one of those guys who makes headers out of square tubing. You know, Turvy is basically my brother at that age. Well, I want to make an all-wheel drive Mazda Speed 3. How? Explain it to me like I am retarded. You have a Mazda Speed 3. Yup. It's got a 1.5 liter with 2 liter. Not even a Mazda Speed 3. A Proto J5. It wasn't a Mazda Speed 3. It was a Proto J5. Let's be realistic here. You don't have a hot rod. So you're starting with a piece of shit. So, okay, I'm going to all-wheel drive swap it. How? What drivetrain are you going to use? Like, explain it to me like I'm retarded. What is your plan? Or are you just saying things so that people look at you and go, wow, you can do that? Yep, I can do that. But I choose not to. Wow, you could do that? You'd be willing to take on such a task? Wow, you're better than I am. That's what they want to hear. But I'm that guy that goes, how? Explain to me how you're planning to do that. Oh, you don't know? What motor is in it? Yes, exactly. Those blowers used as much horsepower as they made, net zero. I would just have mentioned that in your post. Exactly. He was like, hey, what would you put in a Foxbody? And I'm like, a Vortec S trim with an FMU and 38s. 300 IATs. Hey, this thing isn't that fast anymore. You get a B2000 rear diff and transfer case. Toodles. Looking to run about 10 PSI on my daily manual Gen 3. Look at that information right off the rip. What supercharger setup should I look for longevity? Or does it matter at that boost level? I'm in Michigan and I heard you say to pulley up in the winter. Good man. You were listening. I like you already. So, the OEMs use TVSs. But the problem with the Gen 3 is the TVS that is most OEM like, we don't support the Roush unit. It's just not that good. But if I were you, I would look into like an E-Force supercharger at, the regular, not the stage 2, because it comes with an overdrive and it's like impossible for it to make anything under 12 PSI. So if I were you, I'd get the E-Force with the stock lower, stock throttle body, because you can make 800 horsepower on a stock throttle body if you have enough pulley, you know what I mean? So 3.2 upper or a 3.0 upper, stock lower, stock cold air, stock throttle body. It'll drive great. It'll have the TVS power delivery. It'll have great reliability. It'll have good torque. I would do like an E-Force or a Magnuson is starting to release the hot rod kits, but the single inlet version has I haven't seen it yet, so I can't recommend it yet until I figure out the throttle body facing up like this for F-150s. I have to see how that's going to work. But if it is a hot rod kit that can be retrofitted into older cars, now you have another TVS option from Magnuson, and you can then do a single inlet stock throttle body or retrofit a 103 in it, and it'll be awesome. Turvey's going to have a square math like that one guy did with the OTR intake that got posted a while back in the Lund group. Shout out to Shift Media for making Sergio's 4i Fox famous. Yeah, that car deserved to be seen in that light. Guys, you don't understand. There are so many cars down here in West Palm, Palm Beach County, or even Miami. Hell, I know a couple of guys, Gill's Coyote swap down in Miami, Kiko Leiva, Javier Leiva, and all his Foxbody guys have the nastiest Fox bodies, maybe not on earth, because the Saudis, I think, got that shit on lock. You know what I mean? The Saudis are like trillionaires, and you don't even know it. And they have Fox body groups in Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Dubai. And they're like, I want it period correct. I want the best of everything. I want the best Fox body of every... Okay, so here's a 93 Cobra, teal with black interior, factory spec, like perfect. And then when they mod it the right way. What's the best way to mod a Fox body? You put CCW wheels on it or Pony R's, full stop. Full stop. Pony R's, CC dubs, Sakawal Pari. And then you put whatever power adder you want. And then you're done. Any other wheel combo is gay shit. Hennessy works on Fox bodies. I love the vague questions. Alex, what blower should I buy for my 4-wheel automobile? What's the best tire? What's the best tire? I hear that. And you know what I say in the ticket system? I don't know what you're doing. So to me, the best tire is the drag Radial, the HC Street R. Oh, but I drive in the rain. Then you get a stock ass tire. Like, what do you want me to tell you? I'm just tuning your vehicle. I am not living your life. I'm not your personal assistant. You know what I mean? If you want the car to run well, you contract Lung Racing, you buy yourself a LRX or a SET device, and you tune it. And then aside from that, you, I think, have a little bit of a control of what goes on with your car. But a lot of people want to be told what to do because they don't want to do the research. Just tell me what's the best tire for my car. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I have no idea what the fuck you're doing. You know what I do? I'm a psychopath. I actually buy the tires and wheels, put them on my car, and determine whether it's good or not for me. Good morning. Hey guys, does the F-150 have plug you could hook to turn off the traction and ABS like the S550s? I don't think so. I think you have to like disconnect the ABS sensor itself by the wheel. I'm not 100% though. My buddy had a turbo Mazda Protege, ran 55 in the quarter. He was goofy. I think my brother ran 17 seconds. It was like the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Is that garage community where y'all meet up for Foxbody show? Well, those aren't, okay. I'm going to go to Instagram and give them a shout. Okay. Maybe you guys don't understand what Florida is like, West Palm specifically. Excuse me. I think it's called Gill's 4-Eye Coyote Swap. I'm going to give him a shout because he posts car show pictures all the time. And I'm like, bro, where the fuck are you at? Like, where the fuck are you at? That you got all this access to all this badass shit. So this is Gill's 4-Eye Coyote Swap page. And I'm going to show, this is his car. You don't think it's a big deal? That's an 860 car with a stock torque converter. That car runs 8.6 like that with a stock torque converter. Okay? And he goes to all these shows, but then he posts these Foxbody meets. Ma coño carajo, ¿qué usted hace para trabajo? ¿Cuánta droga ustedes venden? Fuck. Look at that's one of the cars that I posted on my channel, the 85 GT from Cali, I think. And look at this. What the fuck? Fucking clean shit. SVO. I don't know what. Cobra. Okay. Okay. Se colaron. Oh my lord. ¿Qué es esto? Whose car is this? Holy shit. Look at that T-top 85. I think it's an 85. Bro. I mean, oh, shit. Like, this guy posts some of the nicest cars in South Florida, nicest Fox bodies, in South Florida. Nice guy. I think he's Puerto Rican. Super chill, not like Bad Bunny Puerto Rican, more like Frankie Ruiz Puerto Rican. Yeah, Pony R's. That's it. That's the only wheel and tire combo that matters. And that's his engine bay, looking good, So every time but there's a black, he posted a picture or a video one time. There it is. This black car on CCWs. What the fuck? ¿Qué es eso? Oh, I gotta find it, bro. He posted that black car on CCWs. I mean, oh, come on, bro. What the fuck is going on? ¿De quién es eso? ¿Qué tú haces para trabajo? Nah, bro. Whatever bales of, whatever square groupers you're out there catching, I want in on some of that. If I can build a black notch like that on CC Dubs, bro. Shit. How's the family, says Eddie Vega. Any chance you have a good set of Gen 2 heads I can buy off you? I do, but I'm not going to sell them. Gotta love always getting the what's the best questions. Busy working today, dropping by for a like, and I'll catch a replay later. Alex, what's the best pulley to use? Beef tallow, EPA. Toodles, you got it. Alex, what's the best oil? Oh my God, the best oil question. People, then you get the Amsoil freakazoids. Guys that have never worked in a field where you could see bullshit oils affect equipment that runs 24/7 literally tell you Amsoil's the best oil. I don't care what you say, Alex. Look at my results with Amsoil. Look at my results with regular oil. I just change it regularly. Yeah, but Amsoil is it's got molecules and like they bond themselves to the metal. Really? Yup. And it's like super slippery and like creates lubricity layer of protection. Not a huge fan of SVO, but always thought they look good in stock form. You still wanting to get into a Fox this year, Alex? Or too much going on with the project to be concerned with at the moment? Hey, late summer, I might get into a Fox. Alex, you had You and me in a T-top Foxbody and topless. What do you think? What's the best calf workout? Genetics. Square groupers, right. You know what's funny, Bullhead? I didn't know what a square grouper was. I did not know what a square grouper was. I was like, I went to a restaurant. There's a restaurant over here in, a bar here in Jupiter on the Intercoastal called the Square Grouper. I'm like, funny name. Go in there. Yeah, do whatever. So then I was talking to someone and they're like, hey, you know, a lot of these guys go out there and catch square grouper. And I'm like, wait, that's an actual fish? And they're like, no, it's a duct tape box of cocaine and marijuana and money. So you're fishing for it on the ocean. I'm like, oh my God. So square grouper. Got it. Meaning a bale of coke or whatever the fuck they call it. Diddy oil is the oil, if you know what I mean. Diddy's oil is on Easter? I'm playing this on Easter? Man. How dare I? Alex, please get another fox, but a 4-eye. I know the other fox was clapped, but I miss it. I change my oil every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, and on my vehicles, it makes me feel good knowing that I got fresh oil in there. Cleaning detergents. Amsoil. Every single time some Amsoil asshole tells me about the protection, synthetic versus conventional. Here we go. Although they'll memorize this and regurgitate it in a group chat somewhere. Look, man, only microscopic film of oil separates metal surfaces from your engine for touching and causing wear. Amsoil synthetic motor oils form a durable fluid film than conventional oils do due to the resilient base oils. They reduce wear and help you maximize engine life, man. Don't you know that? No, because I have never seen an engine failure because of the oil I was using caused it. I've never seen like, oh, you know what happened here? You use regular Motorcraft 550 and not Amsoil. Sorry, you got to use Amsoil with all our products. I've literally never seen a motor builder go, you know that motor that you were racing? Yep. The problem was you didn't use Amsoil products. What do you mean? The rod flew out of it. The ringland let go. The VCT stopped working. The cam stopped turning. Yeah, because you didn't use Amsoil. Sorry, warranty denied. Next. Fuck out of here. Stupid. I have 86 T-top Foxbody. Been a fan since I was a T-top on the street car forums back in the day. Guy has it. The Dragon. Here in Tennessee. Snake oil. Well, I learned something today. Square grouper. I didn't know. Look. I'm retarded. I did this. Meaning. So I actually Googled, what's a square grouper? A square grouper is a slang term primarily used to refer to compressed bales of illicit marijuana often found on the U.S. Gulf Coast. These bales are typically the result of drug smuggling activities, whether accidentally lost during airdrops or sea-to-sea transfers or intentionally dumped by smugglers to avoid detection. The term also has historical ties to the Ethiopian Zion Coptic Church, a religious sect that engaged in large-scale marijuana smuggling in the 1970s. A square grouper. So yeah, when I saw that, I went, oh, fishing for square grouper. Got it. Is it safe to bore a Gen 3 502 52 without sleeving? Asking for a friend? No, I would definitely not do that. I would definitely not, because what's the advantage? What's the advantage of doing that? I wouldn't start boring out Coyote blocks like that. That's just not something I personally would do. Left my volume up again. Alex, what's the best cabin air filter? That dating channel called Lothis says, Richard Gere and I have something in common with eggs and hiding them in certain holes. Was that a thing? Did Richard Gere hide something in his asshole? Richard Gere, eggs, asshole. Gerbil. Gerbil. So he hit a gerbil up his ass? People claim Richard Gere inserts gerbils in his ass, where there's some scandal I missed in the night. Were there some scandals I missed in the 90s? Does it have something to do with the role he took? I feel like information like that would be more readily available, but I never heard why. Answer. It's essentially a pre-internet meme. I'm not exactly sure how the rumor started or why, but Gere was the target. Through some speculation, say an anonymous prankster did it as a way to make people think Gere was gay. Faxing the story to a number of reporters. That's okay. Internet's great. If you don't know how to use like Google for very basic things, Alex, where can I buy ID 1050Xs? You know what I do? This is my favorite thing to do. And Corey, you're going to start doing this in about year 4 because you're over it. You're going to Google it and you're going to copy paste the Google search results in the reply. And the person goes, I'm so fucking stupid. I go, I know, right? It's great. Ford shit 550 Royal Purple in a gay voice. Driven oil for the win. Here we go with driven oil. If I wanted good detergent in my oil, I'll just add some Tide Extra Fresh in it. Liquid Molly, 550 for the win. It's cheap and green. Oh, that'd be Wallen. Your gerbils, right? Not Richard Gere. Why won't Ford make a bigger displacement Coyote like a 6.0 or more? I don't think there's a... So the displacement can be done by a bore or a stroke. Now, the stability of the Coyote at RPM probably has to do with a lot of factors, but namely probably the stroke, because you are not swinging rods up and down at a big length. Yes, you'll get more torque out of it, but then the RPMs, like you don't see 9,000 RPM Trinity motors often. You see, 8,000 maybe, but not 9,000. And if you do, you're going to have, take that motor apart and you're going to see some heat build up because of the stroke. And then how far does the piston come out of the cylinder, and stability and the rocking of the piston. So I don't think that's something that is a winner, to be honest with you. I think a small displacement, high revving Coyote is its preferred stable method of being built. Anything with a high stroke, high displacement lends itself to having less stability and less reliable. That's all. I think. I'm just speculating. I am no engine builder, but I'm just basically going by common sense. If you're going to sleeve a Coyote to 5.2, wouldn't it be cheaper to just get a Predator block? I believe so. Gen 3 block is plasma lined. You can't bore it out without adding a sleeve. There you go. Hey, I listen, I didn't say my friends were smart, but they're having a TikToker about, they're having a TikToker build it? Look, man, that's fine. TikTok, do your thing. Buy a Predator block. Now the problem is, I think Ford is having issues with some parts. Predator blocks being one of them. Chat would lose their minds if I told them I use bulk 1040 in the stock Gen 2 the whole time racing. Corey Grayley went over to his fucking drum and he was like, here you go, 1040 in the bitch. Ford oil filter, 2 races, swap it out, pump it out of the drum. No, y'all motherfuckers out there, AMSOIL, $350. Driven oil with high zinc. High zinc? Fucking Corey Grayley, 1040, Ford oil filter. Whoa, there goes that. Car ran like, it's still running. The motor's still running. Stupid. People are stupid. Kids these days don't know about Quaker sludge from back in the day. You're that guy that goes to Advanced Auto Parts and you go to that gear thing and you're like, well, I definitely need this oil. Look, honey, the oil makes it all the way through all of the plastic gears at AutoZone. I definitely need AMSOIL. If you need a gimmick to sell your product, you're already losing. Right, Coyote stroke, bore ratio is 1:1. I'm not saying like the Trinity where the stroke is longer than the size of the bore. Big bore, short stroke would rev high still. Stock stroke with 4-inch bore with stock stroke would be nice with Coyote heads. Wasn't there like an episode of South Park where Mr. Slave had a gerbil? Yes, Lemmy Winks. Lemmy Winks was sent in to do a mission in Mr. Slave's asshole. And he came across catatafish and a bird. Catatafish. was a catfish in the guy's asshole. Or the ghost of them. The Lemmiwinks episode was also the Assange episode, the Julian Assange episode. It was good. It was very good. When shifting, why is ignition cut not desirable? It's desirable. It's just it just delays the shift. You know what I mean? Like if you're okay, let's talk auto. When you hear a Camaro shift and it pops, you think that's a faster shift than it's sliding into gear? Like if a Camaro goes whoa, boom, boom. Listen to a Camaro go down the track. 1, 2, pop. 2, 3, pop. 3, 4, slide. 4, 5, slide. It's torque reduction to keep maybe traction at bay and to keep maybe transmission, planetaries, and shafts alive. I don't think it's a faster shift to go quicker. So manual, same thing. It's just a way of unloading the engine to get it into gear easier, but I don't think it's any quicker of a shift. If you watch, what's his face? Fathouse. Let me see. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to Fathouse's channel, and it's the Coyote Swap Fox. I'm sorry, the Voodoo Fox. What the fuck's the name of the Fathouse? Foxbody. And it's Flat Fox. 2 years ago. I want to see if there's an in-car view. Let me see. Of him lifting on the shifts. Flat Fox. Let me go and look up Flat Fox, and we'll see if we could find it. But anyway, this is the car. It has a flat plane crank. Volume warning. It might be ridiculously loud. I think he has a spark cut between the shifts. I think there's a spark cut because you hear it on the shifts, and you hear the slipper clutch just holding on for dear life. It just stays at like above 7,000 RPMs. That is cooking. That is just ridiculous. Flat Fox. I think he lifts. I want to see if there's an in-car view. Let me see. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I think he lifts. Right here. There you go. I love these guys. They're just cool people. They love to troll motherfuckers too. I love that shit. Look at his left leg. Everyone, look at his left leg. He's calm. You know, that's one thing he's good. He doesn't have a lot of body motion. I think I have too much body motion when I shift, and it causes a delay. His is like super smooth. It glides in. Heyo. I like that shifter. Whatever the fuck is going on there, I need some of that because my shit looks like it's going to fly off. That MGW is whack shit. Yeah, look at he's chilling. It's a walk in the park for the dude, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I think he still has spark cuts on the shifts, or he's hitting a limiter. Who knows? But the car just rolls the fuck out. So it all depends on what application you want spark cuts happening and for what. It's a pro and a con for both. You never noticed Camaros shifting like that? Really? So maybe it's my autism that I notice Camaro shifting like that. 1, 2, torque reduction. 2, 3, torque reduction. 3, 4, slide. 4, 5, slide. I'm like, oh, okay. Alex, when you change your oil every few runs or 1,000 miles, it doesn't really matter if you use cheap bulk or expensive oil at that point. Exactly. He's right. He's 100% right. If you change it often enough, it doesn't matter what oil you use. If you are one of those guys that wants to go 5,000 miles without changing it, get yourself some fucking bullshit oil that's $1 bazillion. If I'm trying to name my channel after Alex Tuesday channel, how do I go about that? Asking for Lucas Motor Honey. Small bore, long stroke, just revs fine. If the cylinder head's low enough support displacement, see Honda K24. Guy asking about the 6.0 Coyote. 5458 has better heads than any Coyote. Whoa! Stop it! Stop it. I don't think you know what the fuck you're talking about. Stop it. You think a 5458 has way better heads than any Coyote? Is that what you're telling me? Woo-wee! Head games. Get on that shit. Would I be able to run a PMAS intake on an E-Force? Yes. That's what I do basically on a Magnuson. Would I need to chop it up for it to fit? Yes. Yes. Hot rod shit. Custom. You throw your whole arm into a shift. It's beautiful. I go like this. I go, ha! You know, ugh! He's like, I'm like, ugh! You know, I break shit. He's actually clutching in. That's way more entertaining than the auto stick shift classes. Exactly. When I see the Flat Fox run, I'm like, that's a man right there. No, whatchamacallit. Oh, what the fuck's the name of that thing that you pull back? Strain gauge. Sorry if it's a stupid question, Toodles. I never modded a car before, but I wouldn't the front feed be in a different location than the stock intake? Yes, you need to make it fit. Yeah, you pointing it out made me realize it. Alex, what do you classify as autism? When you have like a hyper focus on something that doesn't really matter. Right? Let me see if I can find a Camaro drag racing. 10-speed Camaro drag racing. Shit. Let me see. Drag racing. 600 wheel horsepower Camaro Racing Garage TV. Okay. Let me see if I'm right about the 1-2 popping and then it slides after that. Look at that. I'm good. I'm fucking good. See, it's my autism. Literally. Listen. So the 1-2 torque reduction pop, 2-3 torque reduction pop, 3-4 4-5 slide. There you go. That's okay. Do you guys not? I am disappointed in you if you don't realize those things. Like when you hear Brett LaSala's car go down the track. Do some of you go, what the fuck is that, a 40 speed? You hear his car go, whoa, and I go, oh, that's first gear, lock up, unlock, shift. Second gear, lock up, unlock, shift. Third gear, lock up. So it's, whoa, and you go, what the fuck, he's got a 45 speed in that fucking thing? How the fuck do they fit an 18? I don't understand. Alex, goddamn gorilla on the stick. Kyle, did you touch Turvey when he was young? Coyote heads are great, but GT heads are still top dog. If you say otherwise, what's the most flow anybody has gotten out of a Coyote head? That's something for head games, Motorworks. But I think well into the threes. Actually, that's a good one for head games. Head games. You need yourself a set of supercar heads to put them up against a 350 head. But why do Coyotes make more power? Generally. How do people not notice this? I don't understand how they don't notice that. The TISM is strong, and we learn from it. The 3-4 sounds quicker. Right. The 1-2-2-3 sound like manual. Whoop, boop, boop. And I'm like, head games needs to slap this dude. No. I'm not going to refute because I've never seen flow numbers from a GT 4GT head, but I think a 350 head is pretty badass. PMAS has DIY parts section on their website. Bikes sound like that. Listen to an S1000, BMW, or whatever. It sounds pretty cool, though. Brett has a Liberty 7-speed. Mine sounds like a 7-speed. It locks up in second gear, right? People go, what the fuck? And not everyone runs a lockup. You know what I mean? Some people just, you see like a RVW car or a Pro Mod, boo, boo, boo. And then you hear another one go boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. And you're like, lock up, lock up, unlock, shift, which Fords do stock. Lock up, unlock, shift. Now, I don't lock up my car too early, and it doesn't go through that many shifts. So I learned very quickly that on a low power car, you don't want to lock it up too early because the Coyote makes power above 6,000 RPM. So if you're like, boo, 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 and you got to climb the mountain, So what I like to do is boo, boo, boo. Know what I mean? I want the lockup to happen at a high torque point, at high RPM, so that the rods don't go, fuck you, and then they go, yeah, right out the side of the bitch. They don't make more power, Alex. Has any 2650 Coyote made more power than Lund's 2650? Okay, James, you are now doing this thing where you'd have one hyper argument. One argument. Show me a 5.4 that has similar configuration, twin turbos, because now what you're doing is you're taking size into the equation. The 5.4, 5.8 is physically bigger. So you're not going to turn an air pump that's 5 liters above you, and you went, oh, does a 2650 Coyote make the same power as a 2650? Okay, let's take your same argument. Give me twin turbos on a fully built Coyote and twin turbos on a fully built Trinity. Talk to me about power then. No, Alex, I want to give you a very specific example of 2650s. Oh, okay. So you want to make one example be the norm for all Trinities and 5.4 and 5.8s when Coyotes destroy shit with twin turbos. Trinities don't, and they do make a lot of power, but they don't make as much. Like, let's say, that's interesting, right? So Trinities, the only way Senior's car made that power was with more compression. And Trinities generally don't come with that compression. So people go, well, Senior's motor made 1,200. I think if you put Senior's motor with a Turbo 400 behind it, it won't go any quicker than a, let's say, 150 horsepower less Coyote. With the same setup, it'll go the same number. Coyote up RPM higher, it'll have better recovery. You're just going by one specific example and making that the norm for everything. And that's just not how, so it's not scientific. It's dumb. Nobody has done shit with a 5.4, 5.8, right? Like one guy, and he runs 640s. Like the most built 5.4, 5.8 factory-based block that I know of that has gone a number is like a 640 car. And that car is lighter than the Grey Goose. And that car, I think, it's lighter and 4-link. And the Grey Goose is only 0.2 behind it? Come on, stop it. Just to be clear, if Head Games does this, I'm not talking about stock versus stock, but max effort versus max effort. You don't need max effort with a 350 head. You just clean it up a little bit and go. Do you think Brett has like super hogged out cylinder heads? I would take a super hogged out 4 GT head versus a lightly touched up 350 head. I still got my money on the 350 head. Hate to say it, but Breadman's is crazy fast. Yeah, that's a good example. Right. But I'm talking about something that is factory based. That car, you could say that it's a 6.2 car or 6.1 car at, 1,800 pounds. Oh, shit. Oh, here we go with the moving goalpost. Brian Cummins. Yeah, that's the guy who I meant. Brian Cummins. His car is a 640 car. Not this, super tubbed out thing. And it's like pretty max effort. You know what I mean? The other one probably makes the same power. It's just in a lighter chassis. Nobody has done shit with a 5.4, 5.8. Exactly. Not nothing. Here we go, James Johnson. You're one of those fucking assholes. One example of one car doing something making it the standard, you are doing exactly what I say forum guys talk about. Because one guy, so, okay, Mahovitz went whatever in a what, 4.6? Right? Didn't he go 5s? In a 4.6? So 4.6s are better, right? No, stupid. Standing mile. Holy shit, what a retard. This is the problem. See, this is the problem. You have people like this out there that go, seniors 2650. Okay, well, let's two twin turbos on both. Oh, you shut the fuck up now, don't you? If that was the case, why didn't the Lunds put a 5.4 in the Grey Goose? Why didn't the Lunds put a 5.4 in the Grey Goose? Why doesn't Brett run a 5.4? Explain to me why FFRE isn't out there building 5.4, 5.8s. They're so fucking badass. Explain that to me. Explain it to me like I'm retarded. If the 5.4, 5.8 is so much better than the Coyote, son of a bitch, how come not everyone's running it? You would think everyone's running it, right? But which engine are people actually running right now? Which engine are people which engines are people switching to from their Chevy program? Which of them are they considering putting on their car? Not a 5.4, a dinosaur fucking 5.4, 5.8. It's a Coyote. So your reasoning needs to stand up to that scrutiny. Why isn't everyone putting 5.4, 5.8s in things if it's better than the Coyote? And that's what I deal with every day. Every day. People that don't know shit, they have emotional attachments to engines, and they don't have data to back it up. James might want to swap a 5.4, 5.8 before trading it in. That's good, Bowman. Yeah, Trinity is a tricky combo. Been involved with some pretty fast Trinity setups, but the Coyote is just a more efficient platform. Shh. Chuck Wazurinsky, a person who's been involved in racing and built race cars his whole life, saying that? No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You know why? John Mohovitz and that one guy that went 300 in a mile. Chuck, you don't know anything. You build cars for a living. People pay you to vet combos. But John Mohovitz and that one guy that went 300 in the standing mile, explain that. Dude, you got to love these guys. James Johnson's calling it a Stang. Oh, forget it. Why did 4 dishes 4 valve and 1 Coyote? Because it's better. 5.4, 5.8. Why not go all out and we get a 6.2 junk? Typical Shelby guy behavior. And parts for the Trinity are getting stupid expensive. Wait a minute. I don't understand. It's better. It's better. Why not just this? People swapping LS engines doesn't mean they're better. See, again, this is that type of guy in a forum that is emotional about this. When I just go by the data, and I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've owned a 5.8, I've run 8.1 in a 30 PSI. 30 PSI? And it went only 8.1? When a Coyote at 30 PSI goes 7.9? Your argument is ad populum fallacy, dude. Undercover bread vendor. If the 5.4 was so great, Turvey would build one. You gotta love it. People could come here with emotional arguments, and then when you give them data and data points, they're just like, nuh-uh. You can give them every example on earth as to why the Coyote is better than the 5.4, 5.8, and they're like, nuh-uh, because Senior made 1,200 horsepower on a dyno with a 2650. A set of 13, 14 heads, I think, are 4,500 each bare. Yeah, I sold all my stuff. And I got a good deal, but I think it was properly priced, meaning I didn't want to charge more than I charged. I think he got a good deal, and I was happy with what I gave him, and I gave him any extra parts that I needed, so we're good there. All right, I'm going to end it on the early side, 2 minutes early. That's enough of this, because we're going to hear more shit about 5.4, 5.8 from some guy who probably doesn't own a car that's ever been 10s. Today, we talked about what a lot of people are doing getting into the Coyote game, and you have to be kind of careful who you deal with. There's good engine builders out there, obviously, but if your goals are 1,000, Illuminator, and I've said that so many times that turning blue in the face saying that, and if your goals are above that, you talk to FFRE and see what they recommend for your goals, because I've seen the stage 3 the stage 3. Run, Alex, run. Asshole, I leave every day at fucking 11. You're the one saying the Mohovitz line in the 300 mile an hour. How fast is your fastest car? Tell me. How fast is your fastest car? And before you start saying, I got a one of one blue striped white Shelby 07. I see you every day in the ticket system and prove you wrong every fucking day. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. We'll talk shit then. Maybe some guy's going to try to convince me that a Dinosaur 5.8 that nobody is putting in their race car is better than the engine that everybody is putting in their race car. Have a good Easter. Hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves. I don't know what the fuck you guys do on Easter. I don't have kids, thank God. So I'm going to probably just go for a cruise, wash the car, but it looks a little shitty out there. I don't think it's good beach weather. Dang it. Yesterday was good beach weather. Should have gone yesterday, but I was busy making videos. At 11:15, you will see a brand new video pop up, almost 30 minutes long, of me giving you updates on all the projects on the cars, and we'll talk on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday at 8 p.m.